Hello and welcome to Spirit Mom. Today it's Spirit School. We'll finally be talking about abundance. Abundance is the goal for most of us, whether that is an abundance of money or an abundance of love. Either way, you would be utilizing the same energetic tools to steer your ship towards your abundant desires. First of all, do not have a spirit of lack. Have a spirit of abundance. This means growth, expansion. I am ever growing. I am ever more. I put energy out, I bring more energy in so I can continue to expand into infinity. What is above is below. The universe is always expanding, so too are you. And you can choose where to expand in your life, wherever you put your energy. The Google definition of abundance is simply a very large quantity of something, but it is so much more than that. Abundance is the ever-flowing river of universal energy pouring down upon our human form. It's not about deserving or needing, but about consciously manifesting that which we desire. To desire something is an important early step towards manifestation. First, we desire it, then we consciously recognize we already have it. To get started, forget about everything the mainstream has taught you about money. It just is not so. Don't even call it money, call it energy. It's an energy source we humans have invented as a placeholder for our manifestations. In the higher dimensions, if we want something, we make it so. In this slower, more dense dimension, we have to use currency. We've invented it and use it quite like how one would use energy. It has a flow in and out, just the same. More flows in, though, when we're in a correct mindset. You could have a great job with money, but if your mind isn't in the right place, then the money will flow into a bucket with holes. If, however, you are riding the correct wavelengths internally, then you could theoretically be making less, but it will equal more and spread itself further. You'll all of a sudden end up doing better things with it. The same imagination mindset that we've been learning about can be used with all things money. And remember, what you say matters. If you say you are poor, you will be poor. If you say you are rich, that is better, but even more potent is saying you are abundant, even wealthy. That's a higher vibrational way of putting it. For a high vibrational life steeped in abundance, you want to be speaking in high vibrational words. Using the words we learned about yesterday will begin to help pull that energy into your life. In fact, using all of our imagination life creation techniques that we've been learning will increase your abundance. It's easy to say money doesn't matter and it's all about love, but it's hard to relax and enjoy your life if you can't pay the bills, if you can't get the things that you need. A life of abundance doesn't mean 10 cars and 5 mansions and a yacht. A life of abundance means your bills get paid with ease. You get to go shopping a couple times a month. You get to take a few trips a year. You can afford all 3 of your kids' needs without overly spoiling them. Or perhaps you don't have kids, so you can take constant trips and shop more. Or maybe you want something completely different. Everybody's mindset of abundance is different for them. Every life is a personal journey. Abundance looks different for everyone, but a key to remember is abundance is not something to satisfy our greed. Greed is a sin for a reason. Any objective you have that stems from a place of greed will not end in the contentment of life that someone that wants to be happy would want to achieve. Abundance is having all that we need. It's living in the higher realms of vibration right here on this earth. We can achieve this by remembering the all is mind. So your first steps towards abundance is seeing yourself as already abundant. You must already see yourself as whatever you wish to be. You have to believe it before the universe will believe it for you and bring the things towards you. That goes for people's opinion about you too, the collective consciousness. You need to download that in there before people reflect it back at you. You don't need to hammer out every detail, but the more you feel it as real, the faster it will come. You have to fully embody it and live it as if it is so. One of the first helpful steps towards abundance would be to start donating money with more generous nature. You are already abundant, so you can afford to give. It doesn't have to be huge amounts, but the simple act of giving when that charity at the time asks is profound. We have to pull these topics into our energy field first. Tomorrow we're going to go back to the shadow, a topic that will continuously help us on this journey. Hopefully you've already made some work with your shadow by tuning in to all these techniques we're learning about. Because to manifest abundance, we need that subconscious shadow to not be working against us. Because remember, we can consciously steer where we want our thoughts to go, where we want our words to go, where we actively, physically put our life. That's the easier thing to change because we can consciously monitor what the ego does and check it right then and there. But the shadow is the subconscious, and it actually runs the larger part of the show. So anytime you take your active attention off, it's going to pick back up the ship. So we need to always be checking back in with it to make sure we're healing it, we're curing it. Constantly watching stuff like this and anything in the positive spiritual world will help to be doing that brainwashing we've been talking about. You need to brainwash yourself. I mean, if you're already great, if your shadow's already great, I don't feel like you'd be watching these learning materials though. Most of us, if not everybody I've ever met in my entire life, has shadow issues because even if parents try their best, mistakes get made. It's almost like, I think like a lot of spiritual stuff say we need to get those scars, sun scars, they say in India. And I like that term, sun scars, because it makes so much sense. And they are the seeds planted by the soul to push us in the direction our lives are meant to go, which is great. But at the same time, we do need to heal the shadow to fully rise up into that higher place our souls want us to be in. So you are a beautiful and wealthy soul. Goodbye for now, Spirit.